Bitcoin has been recently under fire. There's been a lot of major headlines within the crypto world. And as we navigate the recent all-time highs and now Bitcoin surging back at $107,000, I want to talk to you about a couple headlines here, and we'll get into the discussion here. We're going to look into one of the critics of Bitcoin as we talk Peter Schiff here in this video. And as a crypto holder, a Bitcoin holder, this will be a great video to kind of get the ball rolling and the discussion started. So welcome back to 99 Bitcoins. My name is Mark. I do talk crypto each and every single day. Some of you may know me from being the Crypto Mark. If you don't follow me over there on my other YouTube channel, make sure you check me out over there as well. But I do appreciate you guys all stopping by. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us here on the platform. And let's get this discussion going. Okay, so here we go. We could talk about Peter Schiff, as we all know, one of the big skeptics in the market, one of the big kind of persons that has faded Bitcoin, continues to fade Bitcoin, loves the social interaction. We talk about him from time to time, and similar to Jim Cramer, all right, this is not financial advice, but I often find myself fading some of these popular figureheads in traditional finance and how that overlap works within crypto. It has been relatively fascinating to track throughout the years. Now, why I'm talking to you guys about this? Well, because right now, Peter Schiff is saying two assets are better than Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin has reached 107,000, it's been the best performing asset of my lifetime. I want to share with you guys kind of what we have going on in the world of crypto. As we look into the top 100, you can see kind of where the big movers are, right? 4 consecutive green days. We have had some run, and that's kind of where you look into kind of where Bitcoin has done a very nice rebound. And actually, since I started looking up and trading today, the market has really shifted in a good direction. Over the last hour, I think we're seeing a lot more of inflows. Now, I know that you guys will not be watching this in real time, so I understand these prices are not coming to you guys live, but this is something where over the last hour, as I'm currently recording, crypto has been making a significant move. So as we look at Bitcoin right now, trading back over 107, it's pumping. Okay, it's up 3.6%, and for a multi-trillion dollar asset, okay, traditional finance, even just in the digital world, okay, a 3.6 move, a 5%, even a 1% move, relatively speaking, for a multi-trillion dollar asset is fairly significant. Okay, so here we see Bitcoin pressing all-time highs. We'll take a look and kind of see what we're doing here on the trading view. And that's kind of where you look at this giant green candle. And if you have been following my stuff, you have seen that we have talked about it below this trend line, right? And what will the rest of the altcoins do? Will we mimic this? Bitcoin's pumping. Ethereum's going to get back above 2,600, very shortly. That's a whole nother discussion. But if you are into meme coins, that's kind of where we look at 2638 for Ethereum. And a lot of meme coins look to follow what BTC is doing, okay? As you know, the entire landscape continues to pump. It's all going to have that trickle-down effect, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, meme coins. And then from there, guys, if Bitcoin dominance does go down, we will see Ethereum and the other alts and meme coins. We will have that altcoin meme coin season. That's traditionally, historically, how we've seen it play out. All right. So as we start this giant green candle upwards of 110,000, will Bitcoin hit all-time highs? Okay, and that's the big question everybody has. We'll see if we can reclaim that level that we had back on the 22nd of May. And we're pretty darn close. Okay, so we'll see what happens. It'll be very fascinating to see with all that we have going on in the macro if Bitcoin can reclaim 112,000. Okay, but that's kind of where we look into Peter Schiff. Now, I know a lot of you guys are wondering, why are you talking about Peter Schiff? Why are you talking about other assets over Bitcoin? Because it all puts in perspective. And if you guys watch the minutes today, you watch that press conference, you do kind of understand how macroeconomics really does impact us. Even if you just trade meme coins, it is all relevant. And if you're not following the news and the headlines, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage, in my personal opinion. Okay. But Peter Schiff goes on to talk about how investors are ditching Bitcoin and the US dollar in favor of strong fiat currencies and precious metals. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you guys what to buy, what to sell, but I don't mind that approach as well. Okay. But as it relates to Bitcoin and crypto, there's no reason why you have to shut the door on any of these assets and vehicles that you can put capital in and use them as investment vehicles. Okay. And if you look at Bitcoin, I don't know how old you guys are that you're watching. I have a pretty fair idea based on some of the YouTube metrics that we do get to see. But I can guarantee you that Bitcoin has probably been the best performing asset of our generation, of our lifetimes. And you really can't argue that. And if you do find anybody that you know that are financial advisors that do kind of just talk stocks, stockbrokers, what have you, it's a very, very good discussion. It's almost like talking with a Bitcoin maxi and trying to sell them on a meme coin. You're not going to get too far. Okay, there is some overlap. There is some restrictions within both worlds, but I do think right now, as we look into kind of what Peter Schiff is talking about, he's talking about people are ditching Bitcoin and the US dollar for the Swiss franc, okay? And as we look at the franc, when we talk about kind of where we're at, this is something where you look into the demographic, focusing on precious metals and stronger fiat currencies. Now, as we look into the comments in response to Anthony Popliano, this is where the claim that investors are primarily interested in Bitcoin and the US dollar. You look at kind of the argument that the interest in Bitcoin is due to the insane growth in comparison to other asset classes. And then here you go. This is where Peter Schiff's going to get his views. He's going to absolutely pump his Twitter. And according to him, this is something where you look into the only two things people want are US dollars and Bitcoin being wrong. There's something where you can look into the Swiss franc or out of fiat entirely and buy gold and silver instead. Now, gold and silver have been doing insanely well as well. I'm not going to debate that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, you shouldn't be doing anything that you've had success with. There's plenty of ways to make some headway, and that's something that we want to talk about as well, because as we look into it, I think that you talk about kind of where Switzerland is within their neutrality, that has been kind of a proponent of success financially. I think that you look in kind of the United States with the tensions, the US dollar, even crypto, it's an insanely volatile world that we're in, okay? But you can't ignore the facts in the headway that we're making with crypto. 16 companies have announced Bitcoin treasuries after a month-long accumulation by corporations. Also, the Bitcoin inflows that we've seen within ETFs over the last 5 weeks have outperformed gold. That probably is the biggest takeaway metric that you can get from this video. Growing number of investors are shifting from precious metals to digital gold, ultimately fading Peter Schiff, okay? And if you are doing that, with Jim Cramer. You're probably doing some fairly decent trading there within your own portfolios, okay? Over the course of time that we have been tracking that, okay? So as we look at it, you want to go more abroad in the European Union, Ireland, Ukraine, Poland, also considering this creation following the United States as they look to create a strategic reserve for Bitcoin. So I'll leave you guys with that. That was a kind of macro news update for the day. We're going to be covering meme coins, altcoins, all things crypto as I do continue to kind of talk. We will kind of be here more frequently. So I hope to see you guys around. If you have not done so by now, make sure you guys all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to 99 Bitcoins. Appreciate you guys once more, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.